Are there any ways to improve staff meetings? Now that's a question I get asked all the time. As an executive coach and leadership consultant who has worked with dozens of companies over the last 20 years to help them improve their leadership skills and their management skills, I have a wealth of knowledge and experience to draw upon in answering this question. So let's talk about it. Here are 5 ways to improve your staff meetings. No. 1. Make sure that you have a clear purpose for your meeting. Now, one of the most common reasons why staff meetings fail is because there is no clear purpose for the meeting, or people weren't clear on what the purpose of the meeting was. So when you send out your meeting invite, be very clear about what the purpose of the meeting is. And if possible, share some details about the topics that you are going to be covering in the meeting so that people can come to the meeting prepared. 2. Ensure that all voices are heard. Now, this is especially important in today's world where we have hybrid and remote workers. Make sure that everyone has a chance to be heard in your meeting. One way to do this is to ensure that you're having a conversation, not a presentation. Nobody likes to sit through a long presentation at a staff meeting. People want to be involved in the meeting. They want to have a conversation. And if you're leading the meeting, that means asking questions of different people, getting people involved, and making sure that they have a chance to speak up. The third thing that will help your staff meetings be more effective is to make sure that you start and end on time. This is so important. When people come to the meeting, they have expectations about when it's going to start and when it's going to end. And if you start late and end late, people leave feeling frustrated and resentful. Also, if you start late, that sends a message that time is not important. And if people don't respect your time, they're not going to respect the time of others. So always start on time, and if you need to go beyond the allotted amount of time for the meeting, ask permission of the people in the meeting. Say something like, "I know that we've gone over the allotted time for this meeting, and I really appreciate you sticking around. But I'd like to ask if we have about 10 or 15 more minutes to cover this topic." If people agree, great. If not, then move on to the next item on the agenda. Another way to improve staff meetings is to have an action plan or an action item for every single meeting. Having an action item for every staff meeting ensures that there is accountability for what happened. In the meeting, oftentimes what happens in meetings stays in the meeting, and that's unfortunate. You want to have the benefit of the discussion and the conversation that took place in the meeting to actually result in an outcome, whether that's an outcome for the individual or the team. So assign an action item to someone. If it's something that the whole team is responsible for, then say that. But make sure that there is a clear understanding about what needs to happen as a result of the meeting. Finally, the 5th thing that will improve your staff meetings is to use technology to your advantage. Now, obviously, if you have a hybrid or remote team, then you're going to have to use technology to your advantage. But even if you have a fully in-person team, there are still benefits to using technology to enhance your staff meetings. One way to do this is to use an online whiteboard, something like Miro. Another option would be to use an app like menti.com. With an app like Menti.com, you can poll your audience, you can have them rank things in order of importance, you can have them take anonymous votes. All of these things will help to ensure that people are engaged in the meeting and that you are able to gather real-time feedback from the people in the meeting. Now, before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What are some other ways to improve staff meetings? Please drop your ideas in the comments section below. And now let's talk about how staff meetings often go wrong. Here are 5 mistakes that leaders make when conducting staff meetings. Mistake No. 1 is not having a purpose for the meeting. Not having a purpose for the meeting leads to wasted time. It also leads to frustration and resentment among staff members because people feel like they're wasting their time. So again, when you send out your meeting request or your meeting invitation, be very clear about what the purpose of the meeting is. Mistake no 2 is assuming that everyone has the same level of understanding. So maybe you're working on a project and you've been working on it for months and months, and you have a staff meeting about it, and you assume that everyone knows as much about the project as you do. That's a mistake. Make sure that you take the time to bring people up to speed so that they have the context they need in order to participate effectively in the meeting. Mistake no. 3 is not valuing everyone's input. Now this can happen either consciously or unconsciously. Maybe you value the input of the people who have been with the company the longest or who have the highest level of education, or maybe you subconsciously value the opinions of people who look and sound like you. Whatever the reason, make sure that you're not dismissing or devaluing anyone's contribution in the meeting. Value everyone's input and make sure that everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas. Mistake no. 4 is coming to the meeting unprepared. Now this is a big mistake. If you're facilitating the meeting or you're leading the meeting, you should come to the meeting prepared. Know the purpose of the meeting, have a clear agenda, and have materials ready to go that will help facilitate the meeting. For example, if you're doing a team building exercise, have the materials ready for that. Or if you're making decisions as a group, have all the necessary information in front of people so that they can make an informed decision. Mistake no. 5 is not following up after the meeting. Now, when you don't follow up after the meeting, people leave the meeting feeling like their time was wasted. They don't have clarity about what their next steps are, and they don't see the value in participating in future meetings. So make sure that you follow up after the meeting. Send out the meeting notes, share any action items and next steps, and thank people for their participation. These are 5 mistakes that leaders make when conducting staff meetings, and I am hoping that you can avoid making these mistakes. Now, if you found this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. You might also want to check out another video that I did on how to build a high-performing team. Until next time, I wish you all the best in your career and in your life. Thanks for watching.